He didn't want to look inexperienced, so whenever someone explained something, he nodded. Whenever his manager asked, "Do you understand?" he always answered, "Yes." But there was one problem. Many times, he actually didn't. Welcome back to Learn English with Stories. Today's story is about Jason, an employee who was afraid to ask questions and the costly mistake that followed. Let's begin. Jason had recently joined a logistics company as a project coordinator. It was a great opportunity. The salary was good, the company was growing, and the position offered plenty of opportunities to learn. Jason was excited, but he was also nervous. Many of his co-workers had years of experience. Some had worked in the industry for more than a decade. Compared to them, Jason felt inexperienced. During his first few weeks, he paid close attention to everything. He listened carefully during meetings, he took notes, and he tried to learn as quickly as possible. But Jason had a habit. Whenever he didn't understand something, he stayed quiet. If someone used an unfamiliar business term, he simply nodded. If a process seemed confusing, he told himself he would figure it out later. He worried that asking questions would make him look unqualified. At first, this didn't cause any major problems, but over time, small misunderstandings started building up. One morning, Jason's manager assigned him an important task. The company was preparing a shipment for a major client. Several departments needed to coordinate their work. Jason's responsibility was to organize the delivery schedule. His manager explained the process quickly. Jason listened carefully, but there was one step he didn't fully understand. For a moment, he considered asking for clarification. Then he looked around the room. Everyone else seemed confident, so he stayed silent. "Got it?" his manager asked. Jason smiled. "Yes." The meeting ended, and Jason returned to his desk. As he started working, uncertainty grew in his mind. Was the shipment supposed to leave on Thursday or Friday? Did the client approve the final schedule? Was I supposed to contact the warehouse first? He wasn't completely sure, but instead of asking, he made assumptions. He filled in the missing details himself. Several days later, the problem became obvious. A shipment was delayed. The warehouse had prepared the wrong schedule. The client was unhappy, and the project team suddenly found themselves dealing with an avoidable problem. Later that afternoon, Jason's manager called him into her office. "What happened?" she asked. Jason explained the situation honestly. Then he admitted something. "I wasn't completely sure about the instructions." Her manager looked surprised. "Why didn't you ask?" she said. Jason hesitated. "I didn't want to look inexperienced." For a moment, the room became quiet. Then her manager smiled. "Jason," she said, "asking questions doesn't make you look inexperienced. Making avoidable mistakes because you didn't ask questions does." That sentence hit him hard, because deep down, he knew she was right. Over the following weeks, Jason decided to change. Whenever he wasn't sure about something, he asked. Sometimes he asked for clarification, sometimes he asked for examples, and sometimes he simply said, "Can you explain that one more time?" To his surprise, nobody judged him. In fact, most people appreciated it. His coworkers were happy to help. His manager noticed fewer mistakes, and Jason became more confident. Months later, a new employee joined the company. During a training session, the new employee looked nervous. Finally, the employee raised a hand. "Sorry," he said. "I have a question." Jason smiled, because he remembered exactly how that felt, and now he understood something important. The smartest people in the room aren't always the ones who know everything. Often, they're the ones who aren't afraid to ask. Now that you've heard the story, let's go through some useful business English words and phrases together with real workplace situations. First, let's look at the word clarification. Clarification means additional information that helps make something clearer or easier to understand. Imagine this situation. Your manager explains a project very quickly during a meeting, but you're not completely sure about one of the deadlines. You ask for more details to make sure you understand correctly. That is clarification. For example, someone might say, "I'd like some clarification on the deadline." Another example could be, "Could you provide clarification on this process?" Next, let's look at the phrase, make an assumption. Make an assumption means believing something is true without confirming it. Imagine this situation. You think a client meeting starts at 2 p.m. because that's the usual time, but you never check the calendar invitation. Later, you discovered the meeting was actually scheduled for 1 p.m. You made an assumption. For example, someone might say, "Don't make assumptions, ask questions instead." Another example could be, "He made the wrong assumption and caused a delay." Now, let's look at the word instruction. An instruction is information that tells someone what to do. Imagine this situation. Your manager gives you a list of steps to complete a project before Friday. Those steps are instructions. For example, someone might say, "Please follow the instructions carefully." Another example could be, "The employee misunderstood the instructions." Next, let's look at the phrase coordinate. Coordinate means organizing people, activities, or departments so they work together effectively. Imagine this situation. A product launch involves the marketing team, sales team, and customer support team. Someone must organize communication between all of them. That person coordinates the project. For example, someone might say, "She coordinated the entire event successfully." Another example could be, "We need to coordinate with other departments." Now, let's look at the phrase, speak up. Speak up means expressing concerns, questions, or opinions openly. Imagine this situation. You notice a possible problem in a project meeting and decide to mention it before it becomes a bigger issue. That means you speak up. For example, someone might say, "Employees should speak up when they have concerns." Another example could be, "He finally spoke up during the meeting." Finally, let's look at the word confidence. Confidence means believing in your ability to do something successfully. Imagine this situation. After several months of learning and gaining experience, you feel comfortable presenting ideas during meetings. That is confidence. For example, someone might say, "Her confidence improved over time." Another example could be, "Confidence comes from experience and practice." As you can see, these expressions are extremely useful in real workplace situations, especially when discussing communication, learning, and teamwork. So, what can we learn from this story? Nobody knows everything, and nobody expects you to. The real problem isn't asking questions. The real problem is pretending you already have all the answers. If you're willing to ask, learn, and seek clarification, you'll avoid mistakes and grow much faster in your career. Because every expert was once a beginner who had questions. If you want to improve your business English through real-life situations, stories like this can help you both in language and in workplace confidence. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow the channel for more stories. See you in the next video.